Welcome to Women on the Move Live. I'm your host, Kim McNair. This show is for business women who are pace setters, entrepreneurs, and making moves in the community. You'll be inspired, equipped, and empowered to take your business, your organization, and yourself to the next level. So if you're doing business, about business, and in business, you're at the right place at the right time. Call a friend, tweet a friend, or just send a message. Women on the Move Live is on the air. Well, my guest today is Happy. They call her the happiness expert. She's an amazing woman who always smiles, and she's going to make you smile too. Welcome, Miss Sandy. How are you?
I'm doing well, Kim. Thank you so much for having me on Women on the Move. You woman on the move, you.
Oh, yes, it's moving around, doing what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, Sandra, I met you last year at the Clayton County Chamber of Commerce breakfast.
Yes.
I remember the chamber. So you came to the breakfast, and I'm telling you, the exercises that you gave us about being happy and the things that we did at the table, you know, the exercise, the papers that you gave us, and we had to fill out and got to know the person next to us and the person across the table. It was great. I mean, we were all smiling, we were laughing, and I enjoyed you. So I was like, wait a minute. I'm doing this new show. I gotta find my girl. She sends me emails, and so I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. I had such a fun time at the Chamber of Commerce, especially with all the elected officials taking their own table.
Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Well, look, introduce yourself to my guest.
I am Sandy Weaver-Carmen. I run an audio production company. I'm also a speaker and an author and a happiness expert.
Yes, an award-winning author, right?
Yes.
All right, so tell us about the original MBA.
Oh, the original MBA actually started out as a book for my nieces.
Oh.
And the woman that I worked with, Anita Henderson, who is the book's midwife, she helps authors birth their books. I worked on my book for 10 years. 10 years. Wow. Until I started working with Anita, and then it was out in 4 months.
Whoa.
Yep. In my hands in 4 months when I started working with Anita.
So it doesn't really take all that much time. You just need a little help, a little push, so somebody kind of guides you.
A little focus. So I started it after my mom passed away. She had breast cancer, passed away of breast cancer. My nieces were all about this big. So they didn't get the benefit of my mom's wisdom, and she was a great woman.
Wow.
She was really good at keeping her kids focused. We were a military family.
Okay.
And so, you know, we'd have to pick up and move, and my brothers and I would get all bummed. Oh, man, we have to leave all our friends again, our school again. And she was so good at keeping us focused and moving forward and always kind of focused on the next thing.
Okay, okay.
And so I wanted my nieces to have the benefit of my mom.
Oh, right.
But she wasn't there anymore. So I thought, well, maybe I could tell some stories and write a book. And then I started working with Anita, and she said, you know, it's a lot of work to write a book. You might want to make the audience just a little bigger.
Oh, see, look at that. And it helps you to succeed in business.
Exactly.
How does that kind of tie in with Mom's best advice?
Which is what the MBA stands for. Good on you for figuring that one out. Good on you. It actually helps you succeed in business and life. Business was the way that I went so that I could turn it into a business book. But the stories work in life too. Basically, I took stories, life lessons that my mom taught me, and I told the story about learning them. Okay. And then I showed in the next piece of the same chapter how that life lesson applied in my business world.
Oh.
And so we took it through that. And since we were a military family, I have this treasure trove of letters that my mom wrote to her mother-in-law, my Grandma Weaver.
Okay.
And so I had all those letters while I went through and I picked and chose, and I found passages from each one of those letters that went with the stories that I was telling.
Oh, that is awesome.
So that opens each chapter.
Yes.
Had a good time. So I think it was my mom's letters that actually won me the awards.
Ah, that's it.
It was her writing. Mine just kind of went along for the ride.
You kind of made it happen. You made it happen.
Yeah.
You brought it all together. And of course, with your midwife friend, she helped you as well.
Oh, yeah. Anita's great.
Oh, but you have these, now you are a judge or you have show dogs.
I do, and that was kind of an accident. I always wanted a Siberian Husky growing up because
Okay.
I just think they're so beautiful. And I really was fascinated with wolves,
Uh-huh.
but you know, wild animals make a terrible pet.
Ah,
So
yeah,
it's
that
like
would, yeah,
what
that'd
looks
be...
like a wolf, but it's a domesticated animal, and there are
Uh-huh.
two breeds, Siberian Huskies and Alaskan Malamutes.
Oh.
And Siberian Huskies won because they're small enough I can pick them up.
Okay, all right. That's what we need. That we need that because the
Yeah.
other ones are real big. You people like ooh,
Yeah, they're like
standoffish.
120 pounds. I don't,
No, we don't want that.
Not going to be picking that one up.
Yes,
So,
yes.
you know, I got my first one in 1979, and
Wow.
then I fell into going to dog shows and got a couple more and got a couple more, and the next thing you know, I've got obedience titles on them and agility titles on them, and
Woo!
they're conformation champions, and I've got hiking titles on them, and then I decided, well, what else can I do? So now I'm a judge.
Look at this, a woman on the move. I mean, award-winning author. Now she's doing, you're doing all these wonderful things, and you have your voice demand. Tell me a little bit about the voice recording studio company.
Well, my
Give me a-
my career was radio.
Oh,
I actually was on the radio for 30-something
and
years.
that's what I didn't know, so I had to do a
Yeah.
little research, but she can tell it.
And yeah, and you did good research. I'm telling you, you know more than most people about me, so you've done good, Kim.
All right, all right.
I started in radio right out of high school.
Okay.
Worked in radio for about 35 years, and radio has really changed, and I got downsized one day with about 170 other people in the same company on the same day. It was called a Leap Day Massacre.
Oh, goodness.
And that was in 2008, and that was on a Friday, on Leap Day. And that day I was just, you know, devastated. And the next day I was just numb. And then Sunday, because that was a Friday,
Yes.
Sunday I realized I have an audiobook client. And I had been using the studios at the radio station because they didn't care. They were fine with it.
Right.
But that's where I'd been recording audiobooks for a client. And I knew I was going to have another audiobook the following week. It's like, I need a studio in my house real fast.
Yes,
So
real fast.
Voice Work on Demand was born. I set up a production studio in my house, and one of my guest rooms is still my favorite studio I've ever worked in.
Wow, well, that's inspiring. I mean, again, and it also motivates people when you're sitting in a certain situation and things kind of turn. You just have to look within yourself or look at what's around you.
Exactly.
Because here it is. Something right here was always in the back pocket, and you were able to transition
Yep.
and turn it into a business. Look
Yep.
at that.
And that was my mom. You know, when a door
There we
opens,
go.
when a door closes, look for the open window.
There we go.
And
Open window. That's
so
right.
So there's
Okay.
my window, you know.
See?
And I just didn't want to be in a position of anybody firing me ever again for
That's-
whatever reason.
for whatever
you know,
reason.
and it was corporate downsizing, and the company now, I think their stock is trading at 24 cents a share.
Wow.
Ask me if I care.
No, she doesn't care. But see, that's what entrepreneurship is all about.
Right.
Again, a lot of our millennials are coming up now. You know, they're all saying that they're entrepreneurs or they have my own business. I'm a self-starter. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But we kind of started way back when.
Right.
But again, you know, we have to kind of fine-tune everything that we do. Now, again, going back to you being the happy expert, it's all about being happy with you.
Yes, absolutely.
And how is that the corporate, like when you go in to do your coaching, you talk to different corporations about the workspace and being happy, what are some of the steps or the tools that you give them or that you can share with us?
Oh, wow. My favorite tool is one that I'm about to do in an upcoming program for a bookstore.
Okay.
But it's my very favorite tool, and it's really wonderful when you're working inside a company, because you know, inside a company there's a little personal friction sometimes, because everybody's got a different style.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes there's a diva, and then there's this little wallflower over here who doesn't like the diva.
Right.
And thinks the diva hates everybody.
Yes,
and,
yes.
You know, so it gets complicated really fast. So my favorite exercise to do inside companies is to give everybody a pad of paper that's got the name of every single person they work with.
Okay.
And I want them to think of 3 things that they appreciate or really like about each person. And then, if they're a right-handed person, the pen goes in their left hand. If they're a lefty, it goes in their right hand, because this is anonymous. You have to write with your non-dominant hand, write 3 things that you like about each person on that list. And then after the workshop's over with, I cut those lists up and I make gift bags for everybody.
Wow.
And I put them in the break room, so everybody gets to take their gift bag and see what their coworkers appreciate about them.
See, and that makes them happy.
Oh, no doubt.
Puts a smile on their face.
For days.
See, and then that person they probably thought was this way, that way, and then it's like, hi, Bob,
And
how
they
are
don't
you?
know who wrote what.
See?
But they get all these kudos, which makes them feel good. Plus, they give kudos, which makes them feel good. Now, that's just one of the exercises we
And
do,
you
but it's
have
my
some,
favorite.
But how can we get your books? Now, I know that you're gonna get some things out there. But you have more than just the book on the MBA, the original MBA. You have the Happiness Recipe book.
Happiness Recipe book is from a podcast that I do with my partner, June Klein. And it's oddly enough called Happiness Recipe.
Yes.
And so that book actually was an Amazon #1 seller.
Oh.
And you can get, thank you.
Yes.
You can get the books on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all over the place.
And I'll have
wherever
it on
you get a book.
womenontheMove.com.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can go to womenonthemovetv.com and get that information as well. I'll be able to share that with you. Oh, my goodness. This has been great. I mean, we can just go on for hours, but time is what it is.
Yeah.
But off camera, we'll be able to do a lot more chatting.
Yes, ma'am.
So, look, I thank you for being here with me, Sandra.
Thank you,
It's
Kim.
been great.
Thanks.
It was great meeting you, and you're making me smile.
Good.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
At Just For You Women's Healthcare, everything we do is just for you. We offer a range of well-women care, from your annual exams to weight loss, vitamins, and natural supplements. We're with you throughout life, from obstetrics and pregnancy care to menopausal care and even laparoscopic surgery should you need it. Take the first step. Call us and schedule an appointment today. We look forward to caring just for you.
Well, it's February, and love is where the heart is. But you can't have love without communications. Well, today I have a special guest. She's all about communication. She is the marketing director for Radio 1 Atlanta. Welcome, Miss Lori Flowers.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, I'm glad you're here too. You're looking radiant.
Thank you. Well, that means a lot to me. Thanks. Trying to. I really am.
Well, I mean, you're definitely a woman on the move. You were part of the Women on the Move brand. You was a facilitator at our summit that we had last year.
Yes,
and
which was amazing.
Oh, so thank you. Well, you helped make that amazing. So I wanted to I know that you manage with Radio 1, but you have so many stations now, and you do what now? Name them all.
Okay, so here we go. Hot 107.9, Praise 102.5, Magic 107.5, and now we have a new station, Boom 102.9. And it is old school hip hop.
Oh, wow.
So that we added another member to the family of brands.
Oh, wow.
So
look at that, Lori. That is truly a woman on the move.
Yeah,
I mean, all of those.
Trying.
Oh, my goodness. That's great. Now, you've been doing this for a while. I know you've been in the business. You've been in Atlanta. You went to D.C.
Yes.
You're back to Atlanta. So you've traveled and you know your stuff. So let me ask, when you have, like a woman like myself,
Sure.
Other women that are in radio that are on this side, what is it tips that you can give us so that we can stay on top of our game, or stay relevant in this field?
I think it's important when you are marketing your brand or your business, you need to do it in multiple mediums. I know I'm in radio, but you need to touch on radio, do some digital, billboards if you can afford them. Social media is key.
Oh, yes.
And number one is word of mouth. So you kind of want to touch all those avenues and to get the word out, because a lot of people will stay with maybe a newspaper ad. Well, if I don't read the newspaper, I'm not going to see it. Or if they're listening to radio, which obviously I'm going to tell you radio, but if they don't listen to that particular station, you're gonna miss it.
Right.
So you really need to cover every bit of marketing mediums that are available to you.
And word of mouth is still the key.
Word of mouth is key.
You've always heard that. We've always heard word of mouth.
Word of mouth is
people
key.
know, and because they're going, girl, did you hear?
They're gonna tell right away, and they're gonna tell the truth.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
Straight, no chaser. They're going to keep it, as you guys say on Praise, keeping it 100.
Giving it 100 all the way.
Flat out.
Right.
But that's Willie. I got to give him a plug. That's
You
my
do
buddy.
listen.
That's right. I listen.
Yeah.
And that's the station that I listen to. So, as a small business owner,
Yes.
because we have business owners that tune in, and that's what Women on the Move is about.
Sure.
The entrepreneur, the small business owner, the women that are out here trying to make moves in the community. If you have a product or service that touches all of those diverse, channels, you have from the gospel to R&B to the hip hop, and you have a small budget. Oh, I only have a few dollars, and how do I? Where would you think? What's the best place that they can kind of spend their dollars? Because again, it's a small budget.
It's a small budget, and that's actually a great question. But before any of that, I would say before you even go to a radio station, make sure your product, your business, whatever you have is on point. What we don't like is if you come to me and you say, here's the product, the website's not ready yet. Here's the website, the logo's not right.
Oh, okay.
Have everything together.
Okay.
Then I think the first step, we will meet with you and discuss, who was your demo, and find out, because every station has their own demo.
Okay.
So we can kind of break that down. We can start with one station. If you're not getting the what you'd like from that station, we'll go to another station.
Okay, okay, but you've had an interesting year. I mean, you're a newlywed. You met the love of your life.
I did.
How did you do that, Lori? Give me some tips.
Facebook is wonderful.
What?
But
girl?
I knew him.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna be right back to find out about this love connection.
Standard of Care Psychological Services, founded by Dr. Roshana Johnson-Berwain, licensed clinical psychologist, sets the standard higher for individuals, families, and agencies. Dr. Roshana Johnson-Berwain, affectionately known as Dr. RJ, focuses on evidence-based treatment, accurate assessment, integrity, ethics, competence, respect, and interactive advocacy. Whether it is an evaluation, an individual session, or a family session, Standard of Care focuses on the whole family and knows the importance of reunifying families and including absent fathers. If you are ready to ask Dr. RJ, call today at 678-973-2491 or visit us at 3915 Cascade Road, Suite 105, Atlanta, Georgia, 30331, or 531 Forest Parkway, Suite 210, Forest Park, Georgia, 30297. Or find us on the web at standardofcarepsychological.com.
Well, we are back, and I'm telling you, this love connection is something else. We have the man himself, Mr. O.J. Flowers. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Oh, we're glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, before we get into the steamy part of the program, you are the top 10 franchise owner of Hungry Howie's.
That's correct.
And that's in Atlanta and...
I have stores in Detroit, Michigan, as well as Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow. Oh, check one, Lori.
Check one.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. Now, how did you find within yourself that you didn't want to go into the role of corporate America? You wanted to have your own business and do what you're doing now, because it's important that we always want people to know kind of where the inspiration comes from.
Yeah, I was basically in corporate America and got laid off from my job.
Oh,
and so I was kind of forced into being a business owner. I always wanted to own my own business, but being laid off kind of made me decide I wanted to kind of control my own destiny a little bit more.
Okay, cool, good. Well, it's always important, and in everything that we do. Now, as a franchisee, is it really difficult as you are managing the different locations? Because you travel, you're here. You said you have them in different states. How is it kind of pulling it all together?
Most importantly, is having good people around you. And so I have some very loyal people who have been a part of the team for a long time. And so a lot of them are now kind of taking the leadership role and type of ownership role and kind of managing the stores themselves. So where before I did a lot of traveling, now I kind of leave that out to some of them to kind of grow up, and they've been in the business for a while now too. So
so you can work on this love, this newlywed thing. Okay, because we know behind every man there is a great woman.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
So you travel, Lori. You're here, you're there. Mr. OJ, you are doing your thing. So how do y'all kind of keep it going? Wait. Before you answer that, how did you meet this young lady?
We met in college. Umpteen years ago, and reconnected through Facebook. And so it just so happened that I was actually out with golfing with one of my employees, and decided to go buy cupcakes for one of my employees. And I posted it on Facebook that I'm going to get cupcakes. And then she said, "Oh, I forgot you're in my city." I'm like, your city, I'm here too. And so we reconnected on Facebook and went out, met for dinner or one of her events, and then just kind of from there just kind of went on.
Cupcakes check too. All right. Okay, Facebook is doing the doggone thing. Well, they say, it connects a lot of people, especially kind of when you met someone some time ago and then kind of coming back. So back to my question. So, with all the traveling, the business going on, she's a woman on the move.
Yes.
And you're doing your thing. How do you guys kind of keep that balance, that love connection?
I think we do a pretty good job of balancing it. We know we still do date nights. We still do those things that we did when we first started dating and courting. Those things are important. I like to see her keep that $1 million smile. When I saw her again, I told her she still has that $1 million smile from college. And so those are the things that kind of bring me joy. And so I always try to do things to make sure we do that. And we know when we have to kind of take a break from work and things of that nature to kind of pull back, and even if it's just kind of sit on the couch and watching TV, we do
Look
that.
at that, check 3. Everybody knows what to do, ladies. Wow, this is great. You know what? Again, it's all about love, and love is where the heart is.
Yes.
And that's what we're talking about today. And it's good to let people see this lovely Atlanta power couple. You know, I call y'all the Obamas.
I know.
That's an honor.
Well, I am so thankful, and I'm so glad that you guys had time to come and spend with me today, Mr. and Mrs. O.J. Flowers.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Well, look, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey Atlanta, if you're shopping for a new vehicle, you owe it to yourself to come see us at Heritage Cadillac in Morrow.
That's right. We've been in business for over 23 years, and the combination of our great customer service and Cadillac's great vehicles are second to none.
So come join the Heritage family today.
Buy a 2016 Cadillac ATS loaner vehicle for only $35,780. That's $7,500 towards MSRP.
Expect the best. Heritage Cadillac.
When I first opened Just For You Women's Healthcare, I wanted to be an office that was unlike any other OBGYN office. I wanted to be a place where a woman could come and almost feel like she was visiting an old girlfriend instead of just going to the doctor. The inviting atmosphere, warm, safe, makes our experience different than any other you'll find out there. I'm being trusted by you to deliver your babies, your most precious possession. We're being trusted by you to do surgeries, and people trust us all the time, and we appreciate that so much. Our staff is warm and inviting. We have fun. We dress up for Halloween. You might see anything when you come into Just For You, but you'll always get a welcome face and a happy smile and a glad to see you. You will enjoy your experience here.
My name is Conchetta Smith, and I have been a patient for 5 years at Just For You OBGYN. When I met Dr. Johnson, I had been in a series of different doctors telling me different things about my body and running tests to tell me that I possibly would not be able to have kids because of some personal things that was going on. When I found out I was pregnant, and a girlfriend of mine referred me to Dr. Johnson, I came over and had a talk with her. And our talk just basically consisted of my nerves and my nervousness and how things would be with this pregnancy in comparison to the first 2 that I had miscarried. And at that point, Dr. Johnson told me to calm down, get my nerves together, and she assured me that from this point on, everything would be okay. And if we got to a point to where it wouldn't be, then we would seek other options. Again, she assured me, Conchetta, don't worry. Things are going to be okay. We're going to do everything that we can to bring this baby into the world. And like she said, and she stood on her promise, along with her wonderful staff. Everyone here is just so phenomenal. I love every person in here because it seems like it's like a home for me. I feel at home when I come in here. They know who I am. They give me so much love and embrace me so much. I couldn't have Jemiah if it wasn't for her. My husband and I are forever grateful for Dr. Johnson, her skills, and her staff.
My name is Patricia Walters. I've been coming to Just For You OBGYN for 3 years now. I was sent here by my primary doctor due to my anemia. Dr. Johnson done an ablation on me 2 years ago. It did not work. So she done a hysterectomy in October 21st of 2015. My anemia is gone. I am truly blessed and honored to have her as my doctor. She's not just your typical doctor. She's your next door neighbor. She's your friend. She cares about how you feel. She's always there to talk to no matter what it's about. You can be honest with her. And she will be delivering my granddaughter in 1 week.
For sure you will enjoy it at Just For You. We appreciate you, and we hope to see you soon at Just For You.
Well, my next guest is a special lady. She's a clinical psychologist and the founder of Standard Care Psychological Services. Welcome, Dr. RJ.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
I'm great.
You looking stunning.
Oh, thank you. You as well.
All right, all right. Well, look, I want to get right into it because it's important. Your topic and what you do is very, very important to the community, and it's all about mental health.
Yes.
Okay, now I want to just touch base on one thing. I did not know depression was a form of mental health.
Yes, so we all have mental health, kind of like we all have physical health, but just like our bodies have issues sometimes, our brains have issues sometimes, and that's what happens with depression. It's the exact same thing that may happen if you have asthma or a broken leg or, you know, diabetes or anything like that.
Oh, wow. Now, with mental health, people, you know, they sometimes say, well, they really don't know. And I know there's a lot of different ads that are running. I'm starting to see a lot more on mental health. If you have a child and you kind of think something's going on, what are some of the signs? What should we look for?
That's a great question. Any drastic change in behavior. So the best thing to look for if you have a child who is generally outgoing and all of a sudden they're moody or withdrawn, if they have a change in friends, a change in sleep patterns or eating patterns, something else to look for sure is a change in grades or school performance.
And something's definitely going on mentally. Something is happening. Okay. Because again, some of those signs, well, I guess so, because when you think about bullying and different things like that, that bothers them mentally, and it will cause those same types of symptoms.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm getting educated here. Well, you know, you are the one. This is your area of expertise. And you've been practicing for how long now?
Almost 10 years now.
Wow, and you have multiple locations?
Yes, I have 3 locations, 2 in the Atlanta area, Cascade Road, and 1 in Clayton County, Forest Parkway.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, you know, I'm so glad and just want to say I'm happy to have you as a supporter of Women on the Move.
Yes.
And to be here and to support us and to make sure that this message and what we do gets out to many women. But what I want to do right now, I want them to check out one of your mental health minutes. So let's check it out.
Awesome. I am Dr. RJ, and this is your Mental Health Minute. Did you know that 16 million Americans have some sort of depression or anxiety issue? That could be you. And how do you know if it's you? Well, one way is if you think about your relationships. Are you having issues with work? Are you having issues with your health or sleep or appetite? Are you feeling differently from a way that you felt before and you just can't figure out what's going on? If so, the best thing you can do is to ask an expert. There's no way for you to just know if you're having some sort of severe mental health issue without someone telling you, without you getting professional help or advice on what to do next. Self-care is not selfish. Ask someone today. Talk to your mental health professional.
Wow, well, that was great, Dr. RJ. I mean, this is very important to the community to know more about mental health. And we're going to be seeing you every week with that Mental Health Minute.
Yes.
All right, well, listen, guys, we're going to sign off now. Listen, hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can get all the information you need on today's show on WomenOnTheMoveTV.com. And I'll see you next week.